All right, everybody, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It is Christine with Gauge Girl Training, online meal planning and coaching service. And I'm so happy to be here. Give me a few moments, get my situation organized here. And you guys know I have been off YouTube quite some time. And I am all discombobulated, so bear with me. All right, let's see if anybody's gonna join the live stream. If you are here, say hello. Good morning. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Christine Hranek, the owner and founder of Gauge Girl Training, online meal planning and coaching service. And I wanted to talk to you guys today. Let me see, top chat, live chat. All right, so I can see all your comments, so do not be shy. We are going to get into a really good chat today. And I wanted to specifically bring this up because for several reasons. So today we are talking about 5 signs that you have excess cortisol. And cortisol is a hormone. It is the fight, flight, stress hormone. Hello from Texas. Welcome. And here's the thing, my friends. I'm going to be starting an entire series on hormone imbalances and weight gain. And if I could just zoom out for a second. What's up, Jessica? If I could just zoom out for a second. There are 4 hormone imbalances that cause weight gain. The first one is insulin. If there are issues with your insulin, the next one is cortisol oriented. The next one is your sex hormones, and last but not least, your thyroid. And what I would like to do, hello, Angela, if you guys would like this, which I think you guys would really enjoy this, is I really want to get into an in-depth series breaking down the nature of all of the different hormone imbalances, from insulin, cortisol, the sex hormones. There's a lot to unpack in the sex hormone category, as well as the thyroid. And to give you guys very detailed videos explaining these imbalances in more depth so you can understand why they cause weight gain and what to do about it. So specifically today, I want to start talking about cortisol. So why am I talking about cortisol? Well, cortisol is something that I've personally been dealing with. I have been dealing with extremely high levels. Hi, Cecilia. It has been way too long. And agreed, the OBGYNs don't recommend anything. And your conventional doctors will not test for these things, which is why I feel the need to go more in depth, do a deeper dive, and explain to you guys what you should be looking for. Hang on. Boss, stop. Good morning, guys. And please forgive me for my dogs acting up right now. Oh, goodness. All right, so here's what we got to do. Shoot. I have to let these puppies out. Can you guys hold tight? Give me 15 seconds. Go. Come on. Bossy, go. All right, the joys of being a dog mom. Thank you guys so much for the patience. The second I start a live, somebody's got to start crying. So here we are, and for those of you guys who are just coming back, it's Christine, owner and founder of Gauge Girl Training, food scientist, chemical engineer, and I'm talking about cortisol today. Cortisol. And the thing is, conventional doctors don't test these things. They're not going to give you any advice that is going to actually make you feel better. And I'm not saying this to trash talk doctors. I'm just saying that people don't feel right. People don't feel well. These imbalances are causing weight gain, and you need better advice. So let's talk about cortisol today. And I'm talking about this because this is something I've been going through. And the first sign is you're going to be experiencing backaches and headaches. If your back, your upper back, your neck, if you're experiencing backaches and headaches all the time, it is a sign that you are dealing with excess cortisol. Number 2, fatigue. Now, fatigue is different than being tired. Fatigue means no matter how much you have slept, no matter how many hours of rest you get, you still feel tired and you feel like you need to be drinking coffee all day long just to function. And that has been me literally for the last 2 months. Now, granted, I have had a lot of things going on, but the thing is, this level of fatigue that I've personally been dealing with, that again, no matter how much you sleep, no matter how many hours of rest you get, no matter how much you eat, no matter how long you sleep, and just that feeling that you always need coffee just to be alert, awake, functional, is a very strong sign that you have excess cortisol. Now, the next one, number 3, is weight gain. If you are experiencing weight gain, specifically weight gain in the stomach, but weight gain just period, you're just gaining weight, that is definitely a sign of excess cortisol. The next one is cravings. If you find yourself just constantly craving like sugary food, salty food that you know is not good for you, but no matter what, your cravings are out of control. And no matter how much of whatever food you're craving you eat, you still feel hungry. You still feel hungry to the point that your cravings actually stress you out, if that makes sense. Has anyone ever dealt with that level of cravings where it just felt like you couldn't satiate yourself, no matter how much you ate, no matter how much you tried to ward it off, it just couldn't shut off? If your cravings are not turning off, I'm telling you guys, you have to listen to your body. That is a sign. And then the next one is gut issues and bloating. And there's actually a 6th one. And number 6 is just severe anxiety and stress. So the first question I want to bring up to this group watching this is, does anybody feel like you have excess cortisol, or perhaps you have had seasons of excess cortisol? This is something that I've been dealing with. And I think that sometimes you need to delineate hormone management and weight loss goals. And who here feels that you haven't been to a doctor, you're not on medication, you haven't had any blood work done, but you just feel like something is inherently off in your ability? Something's just inherently off with your ability to lose fat, like even when you try to eat healthy. Is that also the stress hormone? The answer is 100% yes. When you try to eat healthy, try to exercise, these are things that are blocking your ability to drop body fat, and it's important, and we need to talk about it. It is very, 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 very important. So with that being said, my friends, with all of that being said, what we need to do is we need to stop putting Band-Aids on these problems. We need to stop masking it with massages. We need to stop masking it with coffee. We need to stop masking it with, just work out more. That'll lower your cortisol. You guys, if your hormones are imbalanced, it's going to compromise you in so many ways. And I think that a lot of times when something is compromised, when your ability to drop body fat is slow, right away, everyone wants to blame themselves. Who here has felt bad and said to yourself, I'm just not working hard enough. I need to focus more. It's me. It's like, if you're blaming yourself, and there are scientific factors outside of you, from the chemistry, from your body's biochemistry, that we do need to consider. And cortisol management is one of them. And specifically what I've been doing, this is something that I'm focusing on getting under control. I had started shifting my macro distributions ratios from a protein-fueled macro type to a more fat-fueled macro type. My body has not been cooperating on being protein-fueled. And the thing is, you have to remember, as you guys know, I wrote the book, Unlock Your Macro Type. And if you had not picked up my book yet, it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere books are sold. You can look it up, Christine Hronec, Hronec, Unlock Your Macro Type. And I talk about how to fuel your body based off of a wide variety of factors. So you're saying you're using Fitness Pellet Track, High Fat Protocol is in your book, no budge. I need to drop fat. I drink coffee in the morning, water rest of the day, what gives? I would probably, first, number one, I'd make sure that your calories are dialed in. Number two, I would stop caffeine. Caffeine is definitely going to exaggerate that issue. And when you say no budge, we have to be very specific by what you mean when you say no budge. No budge means that you have been specifically following your macros and calories with 100% compliance, drinking your water, that you're exercising, that you are not deviating. And you're doing so for a minimum of 3 weeks with 100% compliance, and you are taking your measurements. I'm not talking about your weight, I'm talking about your measurements. And if you are not seeing any change whatsoever in the smallest part of your abdomen, then I would say you're in a plateau. But most people really think they're in a plateau when they're not. And I am not saying that to assume. When you say you're not dropping fat, have your measurements changed at all? So Sharon, DM me over on Instagram so we don't, so we can take this conversation offline, because there may be other factors that we could look at. So with that being said, my friends, I think that we need to explore the hormone imbalances that cause weight gain. And if you find that your weight gain is like unexplained, it just doesn't make sense to you, where if you found that like all of a sudden it is substantially harder to lose weight, I mean, you're doing all the same things that you used to do before. Who is in that boat where you are like, listen, I'm doing the things I used to do, I'm moving more, I'm eating the way I used to eat, and in the past, me doing these things, the weight just used to come off. And you may be asking yourself, well, what should I be doing? What should my macros be? What foods should I be eating? Because you guys, it's not just the macros alone. Macros are very important, but choosing the most appropriate foods is also important too, because I find that when people, hello Crystal, when people only focus on macros, which again, macros is very effective. You also, my most successful online coaching clients are the clients that we can truly match the macros to the most appropriate foods that is going to facilitate that need. So what I would like to do, and I would love you guys to chat in the comments here and let me know, I am really strongly thinking about starting a brand new series here on YouTube, going in depth on hormone imbalances and weight gain. You guys have heard me talk a lot about hormonal belly, but I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, we've talked about, yes, if you have a hormone imbalance, it does shift your body fat distribution to be more in the stomach, right? But what about the imbalances with insulin? What about the imbalances with cortisol? What about the imbalances with estrogen, progesterone, thyroid? What are the signs that those things are going on? What should you look for? What are signs that it is improving? What specific things should you be changing? What complications are there? What nuances are there? And I would love to get into this if this is something that you guys would like to see. So please comment I would like this to be interactive. Please comment and let me know if, like, you know what, yes, Christine, I really do want to learn more about hormones. I really do want to learn about imbalances. I really do want to know if this affects me, because listen, it is getting harder for me to lose weight. It is getting more challenging, and I don't know why. And if that's you, if you find that weight gain is just packing on, and it's just, your body is almost like a sponge to excess body fat, where like you look at a carb and you feel like you gain weight. Guys, we have to break this down, and I have been dying to get back here on YouTube and make you guys some very meaningful content that will help you guys. And we are going to start this series, and I think from all the feedback that you guys have given me here, just in this live alone, just goes to show me that this is something you guys really want to know about. And it's honestly, you guys, it's something that I'm very passionate about providing you guys really well thought out, scientifically backed research and studies with real guidance, so you guys can know what to do. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please load the comments with your questions, your thoughts, your ideas, things that you want to know more about. Now, if this is you and you're like, Christine, I do have these problems, I don't know what to do, I do have openings for one-on-one online coaching, so you can work with me directly. I am available for consultations, and you can also order either my Hormone Reset supplement bundle, which is now back in stock on gaugelife.com, as well as my Hormone Reset protocol on gaugegirltraining.com. So I strongly urge you guys to get on either of those. Doing both together is going to be ideal, but that is going to be an essential starting point. So thank you guys for joining. Please fill up the comments with your questions, but I will announce the first video of when we're going to get into this new series. So and yes, IUDs play a role. That is definitely something we have to talk about as well. And PCOS is part of it as well. So IUDs, we are going, actually, thank you for bringing that up, because I do need to get into IUDs. We have to talk about IUDs, especially postpartum, post-nursing. You got it. Oh, Talisha, book was an interesting read. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, I do ask that you please leave a review for me on Amazon. It really helps out. And for anyone who doesn't know what she's talking about, oops, we're talking about Unlock Your Macrotype, my book. You guys can check it out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, but I encourage you, head over to Amazon. It's also available on Audible, where I'm reading the book. So it's a way for you to figure out the best way to fuel your unique body. There are quizzes in here, there are meal plans, there are workout plans, excellent stuff. So thank you guys so much for being here. And all I can say is I'm back. I am back. And yes, IUD, I wrote it down. I am going to do an entire video on the IUD when we get into the sex hormones. But you guys asked, this is going to be the series that I am going to do. So take care, my friends. Have an amazing day.